What is going on, guys? We are back with another video. Today we're doing another realistic rebuild, and this time it's of the Houston Texans, a team that I don't think I've even come close to getting to. I think we've done a few Dolphins rebuilds, one with Deshaun, one without, but we mentioned it. And now it's finally time to actually get to the Houston Texans. I wouldn't say an absolute dumpster fire because, once again, they're a kind of young team. Some things they couldn't really control. And, of course, Bill O'Brien. But, regardless of the point, they are a team that is in shambles. You know, even when you look at a team like Detroit, they've got some pieces to work around. They've got multiple draft picks coming in from the future, or, you know, now and in the future. They're not in a great spot, but they have some, you know, they have a bright side, I suppose. Whereas Houston, their bright side is Deshaun Watson settling this court thing, which, I mean, if it happens, maybe he actually did do some of the things that, you know, we're hearing allegations about, and it never works out. But, you know, for them, trying to get a trade involving him, I still think would be insane value. So we're going to try to make that happen after the season's over. But realistically, the season's over, you know, for the playoffs this season. And we're just going to go on to the next season, really. But, of course, talking about some of the players they do have, of course, Tunsil's a pretty good player for the future. Brandon Cooks has been severely underrated basically his whole career, honestly. He's actually been really good no matter where he plays, no matter who he's with. Not that he hasn't had some pretty damn good quarterbacks over the years, but still, it's just, I mean, once again, there's injuries, but as far as Madden goes, awful. But in real life, not much better, right? Like, these guys are just not guys you're really going to be able to do much with long term, and I don't know, dude. It's probably the worst team in the league. It probably is. Like, you have re-signings, but like, who do you okay, Justin Reed. I don't know what they paid him in real life. I imagine if he decided to re-sign, which, I mean, I guess because he's coming off of a rookie deal, you want to make sure you're getting something. I mean, other than that, I don't know why you would want to return. And they didn't give him anything. So, real life, I don't know. I think he's been, like, kind of above average, but, you know, not as good as, like, you know, everyone thought he was going to kind of break out. It doesn't help playing on this team. Hasn't really done that. Desmond King, a guy that, you know, definitely is hurting from not having the talent that he's had. And, you know, it's still a best case scenario. And then a bunch of just backup level talent here. I mean, who do you keep? Look at how far back the list goes. It's literally a free agency squad. What is this? 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35? I don't know what the actual math is, but just guesstimating 35 players hitting free agency. But hey, at least you got David Johnson out of the Hopkins trade. I mean, what else would you do without him? And speaking of trades, if you leave a like and subscribe, I will give you a hug. A virtual hug. Non-contact. You know, just, it's really nothing. It means nothing. But the like and subscribe means a ton to me. So, it's, you know, it's free. It's fun. It's really not that fun. It's really actually kind of annoying because they removed the dislike thing. So, it's like, yeah, it just gets me depressed going down there, honestly. Just like looking at the freaking renegotiations. I mean, are they going to feed you like a bowl of Fountain of Youth water? Because you're 26, you're like a mid-70 normal. No matter what happens, you're done for, dude. I don't care, dude. I really don't. Roll out the red carpet, baby. It's, at this rate, you took so long, the carpet's pink, dude. Like, it's just, oh, 20K. And as far as the class goes for rookies, I'm on last gen because for some reason, next gen's just not letting me connect to the EA servers. So, yeah, this is the one we're going to be using. I might actually do this more often, actually, like, show you guys what we're using. I just got to make sure that, you know, the prospects are at least, like, okay. I mean, that actually looks pretty good. Some of those quarterbacks I think are maybe a little high, but some of the names I'm seeing are actually pretty realistic, right? Like, the top 10 looks pretty decent, top 15 maybe. Yeah, once again, I'm not perfect with knowing all this stuff, but it's what we're going to rock with, simply put. Corral, Willis, kind of want one of those two, really. Massive game there. Loss of the Jags. That's an absolute W, which is an L, but you get it. Of course, 2-13. I really, no, 2-14. I really don't think anyone's going to be as bad as this team. I really don't. I haven't forced any losses other than, well, you know, the ones that actually came with the team. Malik Collins, he kind of did a thing. As far as this team's, like, need for everything, he did enough. He actually, you know, I was trolling him a bit, but he actually did enough to get a re-signing. Props to him for showing some initiative. I mean, everywhere else it hasn't been any, so that's a huge win. I feel like this team maybe keeps Tyrod Taylor in real life. I don't know, dude. It's just, I feel like you need youth. Like, this team just doesn't have any youth. All this team has is the fountain of old and trash, which, believe it or not the same value as the fountain of youth. It's actually a little bit different. Let's take a look. Are we the number 1 overall pick? We are not. I forgot to sim the one game. I forgot this week's sim. Not that it matters, thankfully, because EA projects that the Lions aren't going to win another game. So it wouldn't have mattered. You know, we would have still been number 2, thankfully. That's a silver lining after selling. It's a silver lining. We'll show you guys that we didn't force any extra losses other than, damn it, why would I click playoff schedule? We'll maybe even see that in 4 seasons from now. But yeah, other than the ones we were expected to lose. I mean, that was a force. Wait, which? Oh, the game doesn't. Okay, it just automatically does it. I was so confused. I was like, wait, never mind. But yeah, let's take a look at the stats and awards, which I don't know if they're actually like representative of the real world, but all that I know is outside of Cooks, your whole offense and Tunsil needs to be replaced. This is just not a good squad. I don't know who this is, but it doesn't matter to me. It's just, I don't even want to see anything. I want to just close my eyes and forget that we even started this. But at the same time, I enjoy this a lot. This is a ton of fun because it's, you know, it's definitely not an easy one. Buccaneers versus the Bills. Fair enough. We actually seen that recently enough, and it was a good game. And I think that's the exact same score, wasn't it? No, it was 27-all, and then it ended up being a touchdown win. So, could happen again. You never know. I don't see that. I don't think the Bills are nearly as tough. But they have enough DBs to get it done. They have a good enough offense for sure. I mean, they could actually surprise some teams. We'll see. But as of right now, the focus is our team, not the Bills, obviously. Maybe it'll be the focus when we have to play them in a couple of seasons in the postseason, if we get there. Last look at the negotiations. We should be able to clear a lot of money here, though. So even though we're losing a lot of talent, we should be able to get some talent back that's at least a little bit more formidable anyways. So isn't Jeff Driscoll, wasn't he a quarterback for like the Bengals or something? What the hell? That's an interesting name drop. So 64 mil on the, what is it called? On the free agency situation. As far as, that's the injury. As far as a trade involving Deshaun Watson goes, could Detroit be the team? I don't know, like, what's his, is there a list of teams that he's willing to go to? Like, my kind of initial thing is Denver does something to go for a QB. Aaron Rodgers' relationship with the Packers may be saved. Is Denver the hot place? But at the same time, interconference. But all the teams linked have been interconference, so I'm trying to think of teams that you would go. Like the Lions, maybe? I mean, it's really about where he would want to go. So the Lions could be a place. Seattle, if Wilson leaves. Minnesota, I think, is content. Washington, perhaps. Do you make the trade that the Lions would take Watson, a guaranteed QB? I feel like the Lions are in rebuild mode rather than pay an expensive quarterback while your team's still, missing some pieces. Washington could be a trade here, but I don't know about long-term value. Let's do something. Let's figure it out. I'm also going to change Watson's rating. I'm going to make him a 91 overall or a 90 overall superstar. He only went down because obviously the NFL is trying to distance itself from Deshaun Watson, and I don't really blame him, to be honest. I called it out on Twitter, but I don't really blame it either. So the fact that they only dropped his awareness, he's still really good. His awareness dropped quite a bit. As you can see here, I mean, pretty much only awareness. If you look at these passing ratings, they're really good. which is why I think because of what they did, he's actually even more broken in a fantasy draft, because look what you're getting from an 86 overall. That's quite good. For an 86 overall, that's pretty filthy. Of course, for the money, I would assume there'd be some sort of deal in place where half would go to Houston, half would go to his new team, or something in place, right, where they're not taking the brunt of it. Like, Montez Sweat has been very solid, but a quarterback, I mean, can you really dismantle the entire D-line like this? I don't know, dude. That's a lot to ask for from a team that prides itself on defense. I mean, Washington's really not that close with even with Watson, but I don't know, dude. I'm going to make that play. I'm going to make the play there, and do I have anything in excess that I don't want to make another player happen? I feel like it should be a first-round pick as well, but you know what? I'm willing to take that. I think that's actually a really good trade. I don't know if Washington does it, but the quarterback position is the most important position by a mile in the league. The problem isn't that Deshaun Watson can't play. It's the legal battle, and it's the Houston Texans and Deshaun Watson not being able to fix their problems. So, of course, Montez Sweat gets a buddy that they can both play on the same D-line together for years and years to come. You get that first-round pick. You use your own first-round pick potentially on an edge rusher opposite side of Sweat. Maybe you get a cornerback. We have a lot of options here. We definitely have a lot of options, and we still have free agency. I want to make sure, though, that we can get rid of this pen. I'm willing to clear the pen for this year. I wish I could just split it up to where it's 20 mil, like 15 mil this, 15 mil next, because once again, I just don't think Houston, unless they're going to get some crazy value, is just going to trade Deshaun Watson, with, oh, well, he doesn't want to be here anymore, so let's do the right thing here, It's like, no, the money is a huge factor. Let me know what you guys think is the trade. I feel like they're going to have to get rid of one of the DTs, and I don't think, it is the Houston Texans, you never know, but I don't think Houston's going to be like, yeah, just give us Ioannidis, I don't think so. But let's see who is actually there. Could actually be Rodgers, which I would not sign up. Once again, I think from what we've seen, I think Rodgers and the Packers are going to be able to save it. Real question is, though, is this man going to be able to be there? I don't know. Some of the things we would like to add, a tight end would be nice. I don't see Gronk leaving Brady. I feel like he's just going to leave before then. Marcus Williams, did they pay him? I don't know if they can. Like, the Saints are paying everyone, and I don't know how that's physically possible. Do we add Marcus Williams, a 5-year 32, another really good defender? We could actually kind of settle this entire group of players in the secondary right away. Also, a rival, a conference rival would be getting him. So, try to offer him there, I suppose. Christian Kirk, I feel like he's actually been really good for the Cardinals. Can they afford him? Probably, though, right? I don't know. There's not a lot of great names here, but we're going to try to do something to add some more talent. Melvin Gordon, he actually has been able to save a lot of running games. Do I view him as the future, though? Chase Edmonds is actually not bad. Ronald Jones. I feel like Ronald Jones is actually not the worst fit. I don't think he's going to be long-term starter, but I think he's a good fit for the team. Just going to be there just to make sure we have something going on. Gallup would be a nice name, but 10 per is too much for him, I think. I feel like this is actually a team that's very likely to get a guy like Robert Tonyan, overpay for a guy that's really fit into a scheme rather than, been that guy. I feel like it would just be a super bad decision to do it, but that's kind of why I feel like Houston would, but I don't really want him. Just sucks that Barnes is always there because I really like Barnes, obviously, for Sim. But, you can't just grab Barnes every time. Then it's just, unrealistic, and it's just, the same thing over and over. But I do like it. Also, Cunningham isn't on this team anymore, is he? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not on the team anymore, which sucks. That's another linebacker we have to replace. Do we sign Devondre? I think he gets a big deal in offseason. Would I say that he's worth this? In real life, maybe. In Madden, probably not. But we go for the realistic move and grab a guy that's going to make an immediate impact. It's just tough building for a franchise that I know isn't ready just yet. But the real question is, how many of these guys are we actually going to get? At least 2, but I don't know about any more than that. And do we actually get all of them? Okay, unless there's a bid war going on for some players. I think we actually got all of them. That's huge. Safeties are set. Running back is okay for now. Middle linebacker is set. Wide receivers are set, number 1 and 2, believe it or not. And then the tackles are set. We still need a lot more, but that is a pretty good start. All right, Detroit holds a very good pick here. This is probably going to be Thibodeau, but in case it's not, you got to get ready. It's got to be him. I don't know who it is. That's fun. Pick 7 is likely going to be a quarterback from us, and he is gone. We really need a cornerback, but passing on Aiden Hutchinson is probably a no-go. A lot slower. I think you have only one choice. It's Stingley or Hutchinson, and Detroit right there. I mean, they're not going to trade up. I mean, I'm just going to take Aiden Hutchinson. It's a smart choice. You take the edge rusher. Of course, on the slower side, but hidden development trade, I'd expect nothing but superstar or better. We did have Greenard, who actually had a lot of sacks last year, but he's just not the answer down the line. So you see that the Jets did take Stingley. Willis, please be that. They might actually take him here. I thought it would have been a great pick. Willis is going to be my choice because it's not, exactly Deshaun Watson, but I suppose for the speed, I mean, I like it. I don't know a whole lot about him because, I didn't have much of a chance, but I do know he's super fast. So Malik Willis is going to be the choice, and he is hidden. He's very fast with insane throw power. Once again, you guys probably know more about this year's class than I do, so let me know if you think those 2 picks at least, well, I mean, we'll be able to look afterwards, are decent or not. Of course, this is on last gen because, like I said, I couldn't get into next gen for some reason. The EA servers were down for me. But if this is a really good class, I could once again, go back to this. Cornerback is a huge need. Andrew Booth, is that the guy? It is. There's no question about it. Andrew Booth is going to be our guy. D in zone, but an A press, a B in catching. And that's all I know, but it's enough to know because 1 to 2, he's by far the next best. And he's only normal, which in a user class, when there was only like 3 or 4 good corners there, in this class, I mean, that's a bit of an L. I'm going to be honest, a bit of an L. I'm going to trade down move down about 18 here. I think we probably should be owed at least like a second or a third from Washington, but, that's for another time. We'll get it for next year, I think. But, yeah, we're going to try to make a play for some sort of lineman. I didn't, once again, get a great chance to scout everyone, so I'm probably just going to go off of who looks the best on their combine and what we have available. I have like 2 or 3 third-round linemen, and one of the names I do remember from our franchise last year, so that might be the guy I go with. Not that it's like, destined to be that pick, but where is he? It is Linderbaum, of course, and he looks really good here. I might have to take him. Very solid there. What about Mr. Walker? We don't really actually need a tackle, but he also looks pretty good, which is probably another reason why I probably won't go for him because, like I said, I don't think we need a tackle. Here's Ed Ingram. Not as great. Still decent enough, though. And then we have some other, kind of players that are more backup level. So we might actually go for multiple. I do like Walker here as well, but I think you have to trade up for Linderbaum. Was it Linder? I think it was Linderbaum. I think you have to. We move up 16 spots, trading 119. I just kind of knew that it was going to go. It's not that the audio is out of sync. I just kind of felt like that was going to happen. So maybe you can still take the tackle as well, but as of right now, Linderbaum is by far the number 1 choice for us. He is 23, but those ratings look great, and yeah, he is hidden. The strength's not great, but obviously those pass, the blocking rating just look too good. But yeah, not the perfect draft, but very, very good. As long as Aiden Hutchinson is superstar or better, it's a win. And I think he will be. He has to be. There's no way. I don't even need an answer from you guys if he's not. We also do have Nick Bonito. He's a pass rusher, but I don't think we need him anymore. I think we're actually going to go to Detroit here. I think we're going to trade up to Detroit because we absolutely need this tackle. Not that we need him, but we need another lineman. And man, we do not have a lot to work with. We have some picks next year. It's kind of like trash picks, but, you know, add up maybe. So let's trade with the Lions, get 65 off of them for a 4th next year, which is our own 4th, which probably projects pretty decent. This is not a bad set of trades. We've actually done a pretty good job with what we've had. Oh, was there any tight ends, actually? Who's this guy? Laporta. 480, 486. Kolar, that's another name that's kind of familiar. Actually pretty good, but 23 is even better than Brevin at this rate. Rucker, super slow. What about the other guy? Austin Stogner, 6'6", 21 years old. Decently fast, intriguing. But yeah, this is going to be the tackle, I think. Because Ed Ingram actually looked pretty decent too. So 36 reps with a 5.140. 34 reps. This guy, I mean, I'm going to go Rashid. Yes! Huge plays. I think he's, I don't know, he's actually not that fast, but I think he or the left tackle we went for is fast enough to start. I really don't know. All right, we're in the 5th round now. Is there any players there still left? Zonovan Knight is still there. He's pretty fast. Might be worth grabbing. I don't know. Got Rambo. We got Sanborn. We definitely need these linebackers. They don't look great, or I really don't know anything about them, but they are pretty fast. I want to start some youngster at middle linebacker or one of the linebacker spots, so it kind of makes sense. Also, I think this is a 3-4 hybrid, but we're just going to move to a straight-up 4-3, and I don't think anyone could argue with it. Quantity over quality? I think that's a bit of a scam. Would us take a 3rd off of the Washington football team, and then it'll be even instead of going for the 2nd, because that was a pretty bad trade. Rambo, this team could still use a wide receiver. I do like some of the players on this team. I don't think we need them. I'm going to go for Mr. Zonovan Knight, and he's also hidden. I don't know if this is common for running backs in this guy's class, but that's a win. That is a win. We sold on the corner, which was probably the 2nd most important. Yeah, because, I mean, I don't even know if age was that important, but you just don't pass on someone like Aiden Hutchinson, so, you know, it is what it is. Sanborn, he's an undrafted, but once again, super fast. I'll take what I can get. Normal dev, but look at the speed. You know, look at the speed, look at the excel. I think he has a starting job, just going to be honest. We're that desperate. And Rambo's still there, dude. Whatever, I'll take the youth. You should always draft a wide receiver in the draft. Like, you never should leave the draft without one. Anyone that does that is just stupid. Or, I guess, a bunch of undrafted, same kind of thing, but you know what I mean. Trade a 6th round next year, grab Rambo, be happy with it. Boom. All right, so Mr. Rambo is added to the team. Normal, decent speed, and excel. I mean, I'm cool with it. So overalls or something you wear. We're not going to see any overalls for players. Jesus, man. All right, draft recap, finally. 76 overall, so 76, 72, 72, 72, 70, 67, 67, 66. Just from our draft, which once again may have just been a sell of a draft. I don't know. It seems like the ratings are fair overall-wise. Aiden Hutchinson, of course, not as athletic technically. I'm starting to worry a little bit. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm starting to worry a little bit. Let's see. What do we land? What kind of dev? X Factorage. That is quite good. We'll probably have to try to find his real number. Malik Willis. This is what he looks like. I mean, he looks like an absolute freak. But I don't know if that's, you know, if you would say he's that fast, if you'd say he's that strong. I should really know these things myself, but I just don't. Star Dev. Did we land any? So that was normal. Linderbaum, this starting center with that size, I think it makes sense for him to stay at center. Let's see what my man's got for Dev. He has superstar. Okay, that's kind of freakly. Was Walker also hidden? He was hidden. I think he's going to go to... I mean, the guy we got at number 2 is probably just like a backup level anyways, so, you know, I'm just going to do this. Star Dev, not a bad win there. And the running back who will not start year 1, I don't think. Let's see his ratings. Very Ronald Jones-like, ironically. Good receiving and all that, but very Ronald Jones-like. Just a little bit slower. Not bad at all. Hidden, probably star, though. Yeah, star dev. Not bad. Let's take a quick look at some of the players. So, Thibodeau, 78 overall, hidden as you would expect. Very solid player. Look at all the traits, dude. He's literally got all those traits. He's going to be an X Factor as well. So, we took an L, but it's not an L technically. Yeah, he is. Because, obviously, you still get an X Factor. And especially in Madden, I don't think that really matters. Karlaftis the third. What a name. Kind of slow like Aiden Hutchinson with his dev. I can't imagine this guy would have made 3 X Factors. Probably Superstar, right? Superstar, fair enough. I've never even heard that name in my life. Drake Jackson. Normal. Interesting. He's obviously going to be like Superstar. I don't want to go any further. Where did all the quarterbacks go? So, 74 overall, quarterback, Matt Corral. Let's take a look at what his dev is. Once again, I have no idea what you guys would say. It's a Superstar from Matt. A little bit of a spoiler there, but I kind of went with what I think the team would do. And, getting a fast guy, I wouldn't say similar to Watson, but faster, actually, is something that is not a bad thing, right? So, I don't know how good that was, but that's where we stand. This is the roster we're using. All right, it's technically year 1, but it's technically year 2. This is what the squad's looking like. Definitely an improvement. We got a few hidden development linemen. We added Cam Robinson. Now he's at left guard for us. Offensively, we added Willis. We added Knight. We added Ronald Jones. We added Kirk, who's a superstar. I don't even know what his damn abilities are, but I see superstar. I see 25. Good enough. Ooh, evasive. That's actually really good. Very solid, actually. What else do we have? Defensively, we added quite a bit, obviously. Sweat's on the team. Payne's on the team. Hutchinson's on the team. Booth, I mean, who knows? He's pretty young, obviously. Williams is now added. Devondre Campbell. Collins was from free agency. And then Sanborn, very fast, 68 overall. Definitely raw, but, I mean, maybe developable. You never know. Rookie of the year, who knows? Nah, it's going to be, if anyone, it would be Hutchinson. So, speaking of trades, one of the guys that we actually traded for, Deron Payne, needs a contract, a 5-year deal, $71 million. I mean, we're building something special here. Same with Sweat, also a very manageable deal, a 5-year 55, which is fair for the production we're seeing. Cooks, I would love for this to be a 3-year instead. I mean, I'd love to be a 2-year, but I'm not... I don't want to tag him, but yes, I said that he's been very underrated in his career. However, that is very on par, actually better than on par for what he's been offered for the most part. So, I mean, just take the deal, right? Come on, man. You're not even superstar. And, okay, fair enough. Booth is already star, so a bit of an L during the draft, but it is saved already. Are we in the playoffs? We are at 9-8. I kept this scheme the exact same. Well, not the defense. I did put the Kansas City Chiefs defense on. I wanted a base 4-3. We have Houston, West Coast power, and it kind of worked out, which is surprising. But 9-8, not a bad little turnaround there. Let's take a look. I should have showed you guys the win-loss. I'll do that afterwards. But let's take a look at the numbers. So 5th in passing yards. Touchdowns, not so much. Rushing, the touchdowns weren't great either. So rushing just in general isn't great. Great yards for Kirk. Great for Jordan. Great for Nico even. Then obviously Cooks. If he gets a superstar, it'd be clutch because I adjusted his contract. I gave him what he asked for, but I just took one of the years down. Offensive line was terrible. Oh my. Sack totals 15 for Sweat, 10 for Hutchinson, 6 for Payne, 5 for Collins. Not bad at all. Sanborn, pretty good numbers, actually, for a rookie and a 4 sacks, 3 picks, 103 tackles. Zane Gonzalez, the new kicker, really good stuff. And, yeah, overall, not bad numbers, actually. Pretty good. Let's take a look at the yearly awards. Let's take a look. Any awards? Malik Willis. And then not Defensive Rookie of the Year. Number 2. What about the NFC side? Was it, Oh, interesting. It wasn't even Thibodeau. It was a different Lions rookie. That is interesting. Best of, yeah, not even close, right? Yeah, not even close. Any award wins at all? No. And we did not get any, but still a really good season. 9-8. Make the playoffs. I mean, what else can you really ask for? This is a really good turnaround. The Krusty Krab Pizza. Of course, in the playoffs now, 81 overall for both teams. I know it's not very far into this, but that seems kind of low, right? Maybe. I don't know. Raekwon Davis still a starter for the Dolphins here. Yeah, I didn't do that. I didn't do that for our Dolphins franchise. I went with better potential. Looking at this one, I forgot we're not the Dolphins in this. I was like, go Dolphins, yay! And I'm like, oh wait, where are the Texans? That's no. Of course, two teams that have actually been kind of linked to one another over the last several years, actually. Not just because of Watson, but of course the Tunsil trade, which is a pretty big trade, obviously. Worked out very well for the Dolphins. And speaking of working out well for the Dolphins, going to overtime is working well for them. Uh-oh. We lost. Damn, that was a hell of a game, though. Come on, but not Cap. He's not like anyone but somebody that doesn't actually play in the league or never will again. Why? Of course, Ronald Jones not actually bad. Zonovan Knight we don't talk about. Devontae Parker's still there. Kirk was good. Cooks was good. Man, it's just, it is way, these things happen. What can I tell you? Sanders missed a kick. Got to give it to Zane. He was clutch. Clutched up. We still lost by a little bit. It was a good performance coming off of, a top 2 pick. We ended up making the playoffs and giving a run for the money to the Dolphins, who have actually been doing pretty well in real life, speaking of. But let's go on to the Super Bowl, see if we had any dev-ups. I'm trying to think. I think Cooks actually go to Superstar, which would be so damn clutch. Before that, though, Browns versus the Niners. Winner of that Super Bowl is the Niners. Oh, wow, that's by a lot. And as you can see here, the dev-up is true. Brandon Cooks might not even be saved by this, though. As you can see, he dropped a speed. He dropped some ability, some ratings. He's still really good, but that is harmful to the environment, specifically my brain environment. Brevin is star, I believe. Yeah, nice. Okay, I mean, sweet. We'll take that. Defensively, Daron Payne, I believe, goes to Superstar. We just paid him a lot of money, which is nice. Timing, obviously, Hutchinson was already an X Factor. And I think Sanborn was also a normal dev going into star. So we got some upgrades. Not perfect, but definitely good. We did have some regressions, though, which is kind of disgusting. Malik Collins has actually been kind of sneakily good for us. Still probably look to replace that. But, yeah, cornerback is up there. Was Booth, did he get, oh, yeah, he did get the breakout. Damn, if he would have got a dev up here, that would have been sick. So, linebacker, DT, cornerback, and then offensively, wouldn't hurt to get a wide receiver, wouldn't hurt to get a running back, wouldn't hurt to get a guard. So, I mean, we definitely have a lot of things to work on, but also not half bad. Not half bad. Titus Howard, who, of course, is no longer star development trade in the game. Lonnie Johnson, no thank you. Jamie, we appreciate your hard work and effort to the team. Yeah, I don't like any of these guys. They're just not what I'm looking for. But we do have some money, so if there's somebody, even big ticket, small ticket, whatever, are we going to blow the whole load? Are we not? We can. We have that opportunity. Terry McLaurin, a guy that I don't expect to be a free agent. Also, a guy that just isn't number 1 on our needs list. Aaron Rodgers, cool. Once again, not really number 1 on our needs list. Could use a pass rusher a little. Kinda, not really. I mean, not really at all, actually. Marquise Brown, once again, these are... The positions here are kind of just like positions we don't need. They're all... it's a little early, realistically. Isaiah Wynn could be playing interior for us because he is kind of on the smaller side. He's a very good tackle, obviously, but maybe for us he'd be a very good guard. Realistically, that's all we can spend money on, right? It's just like linemen. Isaiah Wynn is very solid. He is already 27, though, whereas Jonah Williams here is not that age. What's the price difference? So a 3-year 42 versus a 3-year 42. However, it looks like both guys are actually being offered quite the pocket change. And they're not actually. What do I want to do, though? I mean, either of them could play on the interior, I suppose. They're both athletic enough, but I don't know. I just want one of them, please. I'm actually going to overpay. Jonah Williams is a long-term kind of guy. I don't think we need a 3-year, though, because we can re-sign him for cheaper after the free agent market's gone, and it's just kind of down to us and him. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Sean Murphy Bunting, a guy, he's not really like super free agent all the time, but I'm not going to do it. Yeah, it's really not great. Like, free agency just doesn't look great here. I don't want to pay Cole Holcomb a 3-year 41, but I suppose that is one of our bigger needs. So, I mean, I don't know, dude. We're just going to try to find some sort of backup. Irv Smith goes to free agency. He's only 25. That's nuts, but yeah, we don't really need him because obviously Brevin he's kind of showing that he might be our guy. But yeah, I mean, I guess we're just saving money again. I don't know. There's been a bid war going on for this guy. Sure, he's starred to have 23, but what the hell? He's like James Harrison speed in his last year in the NFL, which isn't bad for being the last year in your NFL. I mean, he's 23. I don't care how many years you got going. You ain't fixing that. We could pay some money. Greg Gaines looked really good against the Cardinals, by the way. But, yeah, we could use some money on Matthew Ioannidis. Actually, a pretty decent piece. But, once again, I kind of feel like it's a little early. I feel like we're not really ready yet. He is a very good player, though. But you don't need that many great DTs. You can get away with one great DT and, you know, solid edge. And not even say solid. I would say great edge as well. So I'm not going to. We're going to hope for Jonah. We're not going to get him. But it's okay. We carry on. We live on. Yeah, we lost Jonah. I did offer Peters because Desmond maybe does fit better at the 3 spot anyways, with Marcus Peters at 86 overall being the number 1. So we have great corners now, obviously. And then we still have no offensive lineman. We can get Treader, but that's like a 1-year deal. Hopefully Nate Davis is still there. Somebody be there on the interior because I need somebody. Eric Flowers. I mean, that's really not going to be much of an improvement at our guard spot anymore. Oh, it is? What? I thought we had... Okay, I guess it is going to be an improvement. We're going to go for somebody. And by the process of no running backs being in free agency, Ronald Jones keeps his job, even though he really hasn't been worthy of keeping that job. So we did not get Davis Gaither, which actually isn't a bad thing because there's actually a ton of linebackers in this one. Eric Flowers is going to be our right guard. And then we have some private workouts we'll knock out, I suppose. There's some really good players here. I think... This guy is someone I want to put on my list. Kerry Cook, super fast linebacker, especially for the outside. I'm also interested in this guy because he's funny. Max Bush, of course, without... I mean, obviously, I didn't really need to explain anything. I have another corner. Where is he? Daniels. And then... I suppose Henry? Wait, I have to redo... What happened? Daniels, and then the left out, right? Excuse me, game. Thank you. Fair enough. We have pick 19, which is actually not bad. I didn't get to see if we actually got the players scouted that we wanted to, but there is a lot of talent in this draft. Like, there is a ton of it. The number 1... What the hell? Oh, I remember. This guy was actually the guy the prospect thing was on. I should have freaking looked more into him. Because he actually looks really good for a prospect player. I mean, maybe, but I think my number 1 choice would probably be DT, Mr. Andrew Henry. Didn't get to scout, dude. I went based on the fact that he's a 1-2, went on the fact that he's decently athletic, 38 reps, which is number 1 of the class for DTs, and I don't know anything about him because the game cucked me. Nice. My favorite thing to happen. Of course, this guy is an A finesse. I mean, just based on the fact that I have no idea, I'm almost guaranteeing, based on the combine, that he is very solid at the pro day as well. But I can't base my selection on just not knowing when there's so many other players. Speaking of other players, didn't really get to scout all these guys, but I do know a lot of them are fast. So maybe one of them, maybe not. I think you trade down. You get some more value. You might be able to grab, pretty much one of everything, honestly. So this was actually a win. We give up pick 19 and 51, our original picks, to basically move down but also up to 29, 32, and we add 93, which is a win because that gives us 2 very high, second-round picks, basically. Of course, this is the team that beat us, ironically enough, and also... Why a wide receiver, though? Why? And honestly, I think the trade down campaign is going to continue. You do have a Percy Peterson who does look very solid as well. Not as fast, but, you know, tackling's fast enough, without a doubt. Do have the other DT as well, though. Macklin. I mean, we don't have a whole lot to go for, but, I mean, there's some decent players here. Dillard, A catching, C zoned, very fast. And that's really all you could ask for. 6'3" on top of it, so maybe that's our choice, because obviously Peters is a one-year type of thing. King will probably be gone after that as well. I don't know. I think we're gonna trade down again. I think you can go to like 14 or something for really both of the picks, around 14, and you're kind of rolling. Falcons are gonna give us 45, 77, and then a 7th next year. I'm down. I don't know if we self-cucked or not, but that works out for me. That's kind of where I wanted to go. 13 is perfect for just the draft. Nothing else. Nothing else. Everything else, it's too low. Then the Patriots, it's not quite what I'm looking for, but it's close enough, I suppose. Let's move to 13, grab the DT, and, well, hopefully he's there, to be fair. It's 2 to 3, so you never know, but yeah, hopefully he's there, and then hopefully Dillard's there as well. So DT Macklin is my choice, so please be good. He is hidden. 89 strength, 76 speed, 82 excel. That is a massive win, of course. A finesse is tough to beat. Now we move on to pick 15 in the second round, which is Dillard. That's unfortunate. I have no idea how good he was, but that could have been so clutch if he actually is good. So that's kind of painful to my health. But Kerry Cook, very, very fast. Look at that. 1, 8, 1, 1, 1, 1. Like all the ones in the world. B man coverage is 3 to 4 rounder. I think we're going to try to trade for him in the top of the next round. We also do have this guy, though, Travis Daniels. Maybe not as great, but insanely athletic. Once again, I don't get a whole lot out of these. I don't manually scout. I know I should, but it's just so long. I can't do it, dude. It's just too much. And I just... but Nick Vincent, also another guy that's really fast. So, I mean, obviously, as you could tell, we kind of go based off of the speed. DeMarco Dyson's interesting, but I don't think running back's that big of a need. He does look really solid, though. If he's there to start, I think we're going to trade down out of this round, but we're going to stay close. We're going to stay close, and we're going to go to the start of the third, and we might make some quick-fire decisions. This would actually be pretty good, but I don't think that's fair. Why would they give us a third? Yeah, I guess an extra third's not that crazy. Yeah, I think I like the Buccaneers trade. We're taking someone here, and it's probably going to be Cook. Need the linebacker. The 40 time is just insane. What about Matthew Lawson, though? 23, B zone coverage, super fast as well. Yeah, I mean, you can see why I put him on the list, but 23, it just doesn't get me out of bed. It just doesn't. Kerry Cook is the choice. 22 years old, super fast, 5'11", a little undersized, but hoping for the best. Normal dev, but insanely athletic. I mean, that's all I could really ask for. I mean, what can we do? Go to the next round, we might have actually sold, but I don't know. I'm not really intrigued after losing Dillard, dude. Losing Dillard hurts my feelings so much. You still do have Nick Vincent. You still do have Max Bush, who's actually pretty decent, but he's 23, so, 4.48's cool and all for, power back, but 23 is not doing it for me. I saw the name. I put him on. Just forgot about the age. But let's go with the center, Dustin Pickard, or Picard. Not great, but he's like the best center there. And, I mean, there's really not much going on. Not really much going on with that dev either, dude. That is an L, dude. We did really well with the DT, and outside of that, man, I'm not liking it. I mean, it's not like we sold, because, I mean, we couldn't really control it necessarily, but, I mean, we could have done better at the same time. At Travis Daniels, I'm just going to grab him. I don't care. And hidden, we will take that. 5'11" is definitely big enough to play outside. That is pretty good. The jumping sucks, which makes no sense because you look at every other rating, he's so athletic. I feel like with that speed alone, your jumping has to be in the 88s, right? Like, you jump well because of your legs. That's kind of how that works, or mainly your legs at least. So, I mean, I don't know. I say mainly legs because I imagine your hips can have something to do with your back, obviously. If you're like stiff as a board, you ain't getting up there. But I think we're going to trade this down to next year. Everything we have is a day... Day 3 could literally be right here. I'm gonna see if there's any like really good day 3 guys we have. We do have a lot of talent, but Is there one good enough? This guy looks like it. Wheaton looks great. Wheaton looks great. This guy's an undrafted, so maybe we can grab him last second, but obviously you can see why we put him on the list. Looks pretty good, too. Sergio Jones, day 3 tackle. Looks even better than the center. The centers are still really glitchy in the game. He looked decent enough to take the chance on. Spellman, fast enough because he's tall, but I think I'm willing to take Wheaton. I really am. This guy looks insane, and he is normal but also very athletic. What can you do? It's just the RNG game, and we are losing hard at it. But we do have an extra couple of picks next year. I think at least multiple thirds to work with, so it be what it be. So the DT, was the DT one of the guys I wanted? He might go 6th, so I'm going to take him now. Normal dev. Wow, we really sold. I bet you that tackle was good, too. I really was hoping the tackle would have been there, but I don't know. That might be it for me. I don't want to touch this draft anymore. I'll probably grab a fullback because we don't have one, but yeah, I'm kind of done with this class. This class makes me sad. We're going to go for Mr. Morris here. Pass block of B, 78 strength. Not really anything great. I'm out of here. Hopefully the DT is like a superstar and X Factor, because outside of that, this draft has been garb. And there's a lot of talent. We just didn't make the right choices. And we did get a little unlucky. Dillard going in between our picks. Like, what is the chances of that, right? He was a 2 to 3. Could have went super. He could have went to the beginning of the freaking third, Like, it's just unlucky. Maybe we'll have some decent overalls, though, I suppose. There could be some high overalls in here. That's it. What are we looking at? We are looking at a seizure. Thank you, game. Yeah, we are looking at some trash is what we're looking at. But JP Macklin, I also want to take a look at the DT. We didn't get to fully scout because the game sucks. Maybe it was me, but I'm almost certain I put him on one of my 3-star dev, which is cool and all, but that really doesn't get you that far. Kerry Cook is the projected starter, I suppose. Center, I don't even want to look at him. Oh, yeah, we did actually land a hidden corner. I forgot. Travis Daniels was hidden. He'll be probably the number 4 for now, unless we can get rid of Desmond and star dev. But, yeah, he's got some potential, obviously. I just wonder if this is going too slowly. Like, we're not going to be able to catch up to the other teams. And because of that, we're going to be stuck in, like, just a bad spell. This guy looks similar to the guy that was drafted by the Jets in our Trent Richardson thing. Our Trent Richardson career recent. That guy looks like insane. 97 speed. He's freaking blazing. The DT was there pretty late. It would surprise me if he didn't go in the second round. Actually, did he? When did he go? There he is. Andrew Henry, 76 overall. Normal. But obviously a very good pick. So, you can't really go wrong there. Please, Dillard, suck. Hidden, of course. 6'3", of course. Very fast with great jumping, of course. Great catching. Automatically, if this is a user league, you would be crying yourself to sleep, without a doubt. There's no question about it. You're sad. You're never getting over it. Star Dev makes you feel a little bit better, but you still realize, hey, Star Dev's better than not Star Dev, and then you're like, damn, that's true, man. This guy was... No, this wasn't the guy. R. Richardson was a linebacker. Tapp was one of the middle linebackers. Of course, he goes right after our pick of Mr. Cook, so it's like, we literally chose that. Dyson... Hidden development traits, 77 overall. The Cowboys obviously need that. That's clearly what they need. Prospect spotlight. I don't remember what they said about him, but they were not wrong. Star development trait. I guess. Good pick, you guys. I'm super proud of you. Vince. there was a bunch of players we missed, but I'm just done. I don't want to look at it. It's just too depressing. It's just sad. If you were wondering on how realistic Madden was, which we obviously all are. 2 of the greatest ever just sitting there. Both still with Superstar X Factor. They've got abilities. Both just chilling. Aaron Rodgers chilling with freaking Gunslinger, dude. Yeah, whatever, dude. What is this game? Why are they sitting there, man? And then I'll have the one person or a couple people that don't know what a realistic style means, and they're like, why didn't you sign them and trade them? It's like, really, dude? Like, you should know by now what the whole idea is here, right? It's year 3 now, and this rebuild is really pointing towards a failed rebuild. We have not had a great track record lately. once again, it is the Texans. They have a really bad starting base, and honestly, it may even be worse in real life if it turns out that, you know, some of these allegations are, or maybe all of them are true, and they can't get a damn dime for them, and, you know, they're just starting basically from scratch. Yeah, I mean, we got some players, but yeah, once again, I just feel like we're not upgrading quick enough. We're about to lose Cooks soon enough. There's no reversing that. Kirk at least should be the future of this team at wide receiver. We do need a new number 2/3. O-line, we have 3 solid future pieces. Maybe need to replace the other 2. Picard isn't like, you know, there's no chance. But yeah, I do kind of want to take a look at that tackle if I can try to find him. Willis, though, you know, we haven't really given him much of a chance. So, obviously, why does he look so thick, dude? You know, we'll see what happens there. Linebackers, Sanborn's the future. Cook could be the future. And then Campbell, I mean, I'm just glad he didn't really regress too hard. D-line is set, though. We have the D-line set. That's all that matters there. Cornerback Peters is an upgrade. That's the only upgrade. DBs and D-line are set. So, believe it or not, the Houston Texans defense is actually very close here. We're actually very close to being, like, you know, ready and having all of our, you know, starting guys. Offense, just keep upgrading the quarterback spot. Maybe grab like a big name running back in free agency. There was Kareem Hunt, but we've done that a billion times, and I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, I think we're going to need a really good offseason. And we do have a lot of money. I don't think we have to pay anyone anytime soon. Well, maybe a few players, but no one crazy. So yeah, it's this being a super good rebuild or just a trash one is definitely going to come down to this season's offseason, in my opinion. This is the year. This is the year. Not that we're going to win the Super Bowl or even make the playoffs, but this is the year that we build through free agency. I think free agency is going to be clutch for us. At least I hope so. All right, so here's the big name, Laramie Tunsil. Obviously, we have a ton of money. We're going to sign him to a 4-year. 33 years old is pretty good. Greenard's actually been pretty good for us. I might even just pay him a 2-year 14 just to be the backup. This team this team really has enjoyed having, years past, having a lot of depth at that position, but maybe not so much here. Peters probably be gone. Cam Robinson, I mean, he's actually not terrible. I think I'm willing to give him the contract, honestly, and he's willing to take it. So now that I'm thinking about Greenard, I don't know how much a backup pass rusher really even matters, but yeah, I mean, he is decent. He's not bad, obviously, but I don't know. Like I said, I feel like this is the year we can really break out in free agency. Man, was this just a 100-0 quick season. I know it's weird to hear, but that's how it was. Look at this. 3-0. 4 straight losses. We got another win. 2 straight losses. Another win. And then 6 straight L's. That is harsh. Of course, I did see on the right side of the screen that Aiden Hutchinson went off. Malik Willis, we did change the scheme midseason. Decent yards, but the touchdown pick is awful. Ronald Jones, awful. Receiving Cooks, great. Kirk, pretty good. Brevin, decent. Nico, decent. O-line, awful again. Defensively, tackle's not bad. Devondre, not bad. 20 sacks for Aiden Hutchinson. Where are you at, Sweat? Payne, not bad since he's not really a pass rushing type DT. Picks were pretty mild. Zane Gonzalez wasn't bad, but what the hell is going on with this offense? This offense is garbage. 27th on O. I'd probably say like 17 on defense. 6th. Oh, it's like the old Texans days, isn't it? This is, God. Whitney Merciless, God tier off the edge with J.J. Watt. Here we are. We're back. It's made a full circle. Defensive Player of the Year, of course. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Cook obviously had a lot of tackles. Not a bad season. Best D-line, Hutchinson. That is a full-blown disaster. Can we kind of, maybe turn it into a positive? I wouldn't even say turn it into a positive, but take the positives with maybe a dev up to X Factor from Cooks? Probably not, but you never know. Speaking of never know, the Panthers win the Super Bowl. Dev up, please. Thank you, Cooks, even though you're still dropping in overall because you're 30. He's good. He's better than his overall says as well, but Man, that X-Factor came in a little late. That X-Factor's a little bit late here for us. No dev up from Cook. He was Defensive Rookie of the Year, so once again, I'm going to allow it. And we did see Sanborn went up, and it looks like Sweat went up. I don't know how or why he deserved one, but sure, I suppose. But yeah, Kerry Cook was really good for us. Any other dev ups I didn't really see. I kind of just saw the right side of my screen, and it was not. Everyone else was, basically the way they are. What's Hutchinson's speed? Did he go up at all, I wonder? He did a little power move style. Kind of want to go 1 finesse just to try and get him a speed upgrade. Here it is, speed upgrade. 2 finesse. Either way, he's kind of like a dual style. And at this point, you can make him a dual style anyways. And, okay, that's not... it's something. But yeah, he's obviously insane. Absolutely nuts. And, yeah, I mean, the team's not bad. We got Sanborn, who's a 76 overall, yet superstar already. Inside stuff. I mean, he's kind of a freak, so... Okay, I mean, strange. This has been a strange rebuild going into year 4, but... there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, right? There's like a tiny little bit of light peeking. We at least know where we're headed, but can we get there in time? So, like we mentioned, the development of the team has not really gone as well or as quickly as we would have liked, but this is our year. We're hoping some great names are here in free agency, specifically a wide receiver. As you can see, we have money. We could sign at minimum like 5 God-tier superstars and have money left over. Ronald Jones hasn't been bad in the postseason, but the regular season he's been rough. It would be nice to get a new running back. It would be obviously nice to get a new wide receiver. Cooks moved to the number 3 role for basically his final season with us. Tight end I think is fine, but not that young anymore. 24 years old, kind of slow to develop as well. If there's someone there, maybe we debate it. O-line, perhaps, maybe a guard. Defensively, of course, not actually half bad, but you got to get rid of Devondre. Devondre needs to be replaced. So Devondre gets replaced. You get a new corner. You add a wide receiver 1, a running back 1, and 1 good lineman, and you're good. I mean, I feel confident if we can get those positions, just a few. That's all I ask for. And it's not looking great here so far. You can get Shaquille Griffin. T. Higgins is not that name. People are re-signing their players, and it makes me sad. This is so bad. Gilmore, you pretty much have to grab. Like, we're so desperate all across the board that signing Gilmore is just almost a must at this rate. I'm actually willing to give him like 22 mil, and even then, I think maybe at 33 we'll see. But if his ratings were like this in real life, definitely worth 22 mil. But obviously in real life at 33, I don't know if I see that. T. Higgins, I just can't, dude. I don't care how good of a possession receiver he is. Oh, his speed actually increased here a little bit. 88 speed, definitely usable. Obviously insane catching. I really haven't followed T. Higgins in Madden a whole lot, though, to know if that's good enough or not. I think we're kind of screwed again. Maybe you put a bunch of money. Let's maybe try to look for players on a contract year. That could be kind of clutch. I do know that in Madden it seems that, if a guy's on a contract year, you can get him for cheaper if you're trying to trade. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not a bad player, but once again, I just feel like, is it worth it? But, like, what else can I do here? Unless we're going to trade for every single position under the sun, Clyde Edwards-Helaire might be that kind of playmaker that we're looking for, even though he's not super fast, and more importantly, not super great in sim in Madden, but once again, we have a ton of money. We got to spend it at some point. We can't wait till year 5. So I'm going to look for pretty much anything here and just sign him. Honestly, just sign him up. Jamar Chase, maybe. So we'll keep Jamar Chase on the books here, but I can't imagine they're going to trade him. So Jamar Chase is one of the options. Godwin actually stayed with Tampa, which I'm a little surprised that actually happened. Hopkins could be like a cheap 1-year type of deal, but I don't know if I see him going. We would have Christian Kirk as well, which would be a little strange. What is Hopkins worth here? Okay, I mean, I have no idea what I'd be willing to offer them. I suppose Picard would be a pretty good trade piece. Damn, they are not interested. So it definitely does seem like if we want to land one of these guys, it is going to come down to them being pretty old. We do have a pretty good draft pick as well, so we'll think about it, but yeah, not liking that. Keenan, I mean, I really don't want a receiver that is that old. Maybe 30, 31, but 32, 33, This could be Amari, maybe. They also do have this Donaldson guy as a superstar off of rookie year. Maybe this is... I feel like he's going to be a free agent, so we'll go back to him, see if there's any other options, but I think that's going to be the play. How is this allowed? Did we have a chance at Terry? I think we did, and we just didn't go for him. That is just... why? Could you imagine Devontae goes to the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers joins them? I don't know what their money's like, but I do know that they moved a lot of their money up from, Big Ben. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm willing to do that every day of the week. Pick 36 this, 65 this, and 82 next. So, basically, almost 2 late first rounds of value, right? Our third round this year is basically a second rounder, and our second rounder this year is basically a first. If you factor in next year's third, that's, basically a first and, maybe 2 seconds or 2 firsts with, 2 seconds, which, what, you get it, okay? God damn it. But yeah, I don't know who we have to re-sign going forward, but probably not a whole lot, so I'm thinking maybe we look at some of the other contracts. So Cooks is obviously here for a while. I'm glad we have him, though, because he's obviously still very valuable. We have a very sick receiving group now, and Cooper at 30 is definitely a lot more workable than 32 or 33 for sure. Gilmore, I mean, I've offered him a lot already. I just don't want to lose him, dude. Like, he is that important here. I really feel like he means that much to us. With Gilmore and Cooper added onto the squad, I mean, this is a potential Super Bowl team going from top 4 pick, top 5 pick to a Super Bowl. I don't really even like Clyde Edwards-Helaire that much, but he is pretty damn good. I'm willing to try it, even though he's undersized. I feel like, those are I mean, you need trucking, but, like, what am I going to do? Grab Dylan? Like, it just can't happen. Can I try to maybe cheese it for a 3-year deal so we're not locked in as long? He would do a 3-year. Nah, dude, we're just going to do the 5-year. We can't. Ronald Jones, even though Clyde Edwards-Helaire might just suck anyways, Ronald Jones just isn't the guy for us. He just hasn't been, and he won't be. DJ Henderson's kind of a fun contract, but, I don't know. I don't want him. I mean, I do want him, but I don't want to pay for him. Nobody wants Greenard. How come nobody wants him? He's solid. I'll offer him. All right, we also added Muti to our offers list. Just give me Gilmore. Okay, we got actually not all 3. Muti did not want to join. Clyde Edwards-Helaire expected. Gilmore obviously expected. And then Greenard, 2 for 7. Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal at all. So I'll take him back. We have 41 mil still. We have Cooks going after this year. So, I mean, we're probably going to at least break even on some of these contracts we're adding to the team. And are they really offering, like, crazy amounts? I don't want to offer that much, but obviously we have some guards that aren't going to be here long-term. I'm still willing to pay that. I know he's not, super sound, but 25 years old, still time to develop. I mean, he looks solid with that freaking power, dude. Any more, though, I think that's it. Like, that, I don't want to spend any more. And hell, I still feel like maybe you try to draft another wide receiver. I will say, I feel like you trade down from where we are. We just don't have enough needs with Gilmore. Maybe, I mean, we could still use a corner for the future, but we have 2 star plus dev cornerbacks without Gilmore. So, I don't know. I just don't feel like there's that much of a need there. I mean, really, what do you need on this team that is worth top 4 pick? Like an offensive lineman? I just don't see it. So, I think we're trading down no matter what, and then maybe we'll debate on taking one of these first-round linemen or something. I don't know. There's a lot of, there's some talent here. Ooh, this guy's kind of good, though. 6'6" with an A-deep route. Of course, that's against other tight ends, which are some decent values. 3-4, 3-4, 3-4, a bunch of day 3s. So maybe we'll see. Muti is our new guard. I think we're going to be able to get rid of one of the guys. I don't know if right guard, left guard, I think are both on 1-year deals here for us, but one of them's going to go. I'd prefer it to be Flowers, but we'll see. And let's head to the draft where we have no second or third round, I would assume. I mean, we did have extra picks. Maybe we do have an extra third or second. I don't know. But we have a very high overall first rounder. We don't have something to take there, so kind of advantage us because we can use that to trade down and grab some of the other players. We do have a couple of guys that are 1-2s, which obviously, is kind of like a late first situation. So definitely going to be trying to find a team that has 2 first-round picks in this draft. And obviously go from there. The Buccaneers at number 1 overall. We're going to be making some trades. So we do have a third-round pick after all. Oh, did I give them the wrong pick? No, our third, we gave him a third next year, wasn't it? I don't remember what the hell happened. I don't care. We still have draft picks. That's all that matters. We got 2/3. What are you worried about? We're juiced. I'll take this. Another actual player trade. So 28-year-old Miles Jack. We trade Gales, the backup, pick 4, and we add 22. So we don't get the depth in the draft we were looking for, but we get a massive improvement at middle linebacker. Don't get me wrong, Devondre Campbell has played pretty well for us, but at the same time, of course, his time has come to an end pretty much. We can maybe get like a 6th round off of him if we trade him now, so we're going to probably do that as well. Actually, we'll wait till later when we actually potentially need to trade up. But Jacksonville goes up to number 4, and they draft a quarterback. So you can obviously tell, even though it's kind of weird because Trevor Lawrence, but doesn't seem to be working out for him. It was a good trade-up if that's actually what they were looking to get. You know, once again, the game does kind of sell, and it's not always what they actually need. They just take, best available, which is pretty stupid. I forgot about Eddie Nash. I forgot about this guy, dude. I have no idea how good he is. This guy, by the way, top 5 talent. Decently fast considering he is 6'3". Is this the guy you go for? B, A, deep, A, awareness. He's giving me Julio vibes. A little bit slower than Julio, but Julio vibes nonetheless. You also have the center, Parnell, who I put on my list. But, of course, as always, EA doesn't let me see what his actual ratings are. Love it. You also have some cornerbacks. We definitely need some. Well, maybe not definitely, but we could use some in the future. Ooh, did not participate. That's interesting. But why would he participate in the pro day then, though? Okay, I mean, if you say so. This guy looks like a must-have. That's a must-have if I've ever seen one. I don't know who to take. I mean, we could use a wide receiver for the future, but do we need one that badly? Probably not. Corner is a huge need, but Goodwin looks great. That's not what I want to do. We already traded down once. Maybe we trade down again? And then you could make an argument for that tight end, but this guy looks great too. An A pass block, A catch in traffic, decently fast, 6'5", 21 years old. I mean, do you really need to go for Kenny Andrews? Might have a better dev perhaps, but I can't really say with confidence that he's that much better. A medium, A deep is pretty sick, but I mean, do we need a first-round tight end? Probably not. I'm just going to move down and take Goodwin, I think. Let's move down to 10 in the second round. And that's kind of what we do. We get to 12 from the Eagles. We'll get a second-round pick next year from them. They take the center, so not a bad choice. I think, though, I'm going to move up to like 7 in this round. It's just, that team kind of gave me the best offer. I don't want to go that far back, but that's kind of where they put us. We give up 5th round to move up 4 spots with the Bears, which I think should be good enough. And I don't care about interdivisional trades things. The Cowboys and the Giants have saved me from that argument. Ooh, Bradley went just there. We'll have to see how good he is, but I did not think he was going to be that late to the party. But of course, Goodwin looks absolutely nuts. An A-Prez B-man, super, super fast. He's 6'1". This guy looks like a can't-miss player. We land a can't-miss player. 95 speed, 92 excel, 92 jumping and hidden. You got to remember that we made some moves to add some picks, and we added, of course, Miles Jack, who's a 28-year-old superstar. You can't go wrong with that, obviously. This guy's still there. A top 5 talent, still there. We give him a 2nd, next, and a 3rd this year. I feel like they would definitely be like, okay, you're going to give us the highest picks you have for now. But, we made the trade. I don't care. Eddie Nash is cool, but I want the wide receiver, Mitch Ware. Let's see if we made a good decision. Okay, normal development trade. He is 6'3", once again. 89 speed, 93 excel, 91 agility is actually not bad, but did we actually fall for the top 5 projection? Did we fall for it? Is he actually, not that good? That's kind of an L. We trade 68, 7th this, and a 7th next year to move back, but gain some picks. 93, 105, and 137. Will we need all those picks? I don't know, but we will be able to grab some what appears to be talented players in day 3 or, projected day 3 guys. That tight end looks intriguing, and he is going to be all ours here. 21, A catch in traffic, decently athletic. Let's see if we fell for the bait, and we did not. 85 speed, 85 excel. Jumping sucks. I get tight ends, they're bigger guys. They're not going to be able to jump that high, but I would say at minimum, an NFL athlete with 85-plus speed should at minimum be 82 to 83 jumping, and I would go as far as to say probably minimum 84, but not 79. Oh, Deion Campbell is one of my guys, actually. Anyone else? So we have a DT, Mr. Tap. DT's kind of a bigger need. He looks pretty solid. You know, the B power move with the strength. This guy looks a little more raw. I think for sure you go with the DT. Mr. Tap. Another hidden. We are snapping in this draft. Absolutely snapping. Hopefully the center is there. I don't know what to think, but definitely the best looking center of the bunch remaining. Not that that's saying much. Mr. Braden Cooks is normal development trait, 88 strength. What can you really say? You know, we landed some absolute talents. If that wide receiver is still here, maybe we'll grab him, because once again, I don't know how I feel about that Ware guy. That might have been just an absolute sell. I went for the top 5, and oof, he's gone. This is literally the only kicker that's under 23, and that's the only reason why he's my number 1. I don't have anything else scouted with him. We actually have drafted quite a bit, so I'm actually going to trade down the rest for a like a bulk haul. Oh, that sounded weird. Maybe like a 4th round pick or something. I don't know, but grab the punter before we're out. Martin Sharp, he's 21. It is what it is, and he's 92 kick. Okay, so we've got a starting caliber punter. That's not, I mean, it is what it is. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad. Let's take a look at some of the players. Of course, we did get some devs that are for some players or hidden development players that could be starters. So let's see what we got. And my game. Now that is a cliffhanger. All right, let's try this again. And okay, he's a 77 overall. The tight end. Okay, so I'm sorry to tell you, Brevin, but your job is now gone. Okay, we're going to trade you off for a 3rd round pick somewhere, maybe Green Bay. So 69 overall there. But 77 overall for the normal dev tight wide receiver. Aggressive possession right after the catch. Okay, this guy's a god. You're sad at first because you're like, really normal? And then you see this and you're like, hell yeah. The jumping sucks, but outside of that, this is a great wide receiver. Will he even be great for us, though? Because we are, we're kind of rocking 2 greater receivers at the moment. Goodwin, look at the speed. Absolute gunning master. Once again, though, as of right now, he is not a starter. Well, he actually is. He's number 3 automatically, only star, but definitely a starter because the star dev hitting guy we drafted late last year isn't even that good of an overall compared to our boy Goodwin here. Let's change his number to, I guess, 31's a cool number. The tight end, of course, automatic starter just based on the fact that he's literally Brevin Jordan. He's simply Brevin Jordan. The difference is he is 3 years younger, is it? 3 years younger than him. Higher ceiling for sure. Aggressive, run after the catch, fights for yards. I don't know about possession, which is kind of a huge miss, but that's fine. 89. I mean, it's kind of a more original number, but I feel like 85 suits him perfectly, and he is star. Okay, so a bunch of stars, but obviously better than nothing. And then Dion Tap, a little raw, but he's got bull rush. He's got the speed. He's got the strength. He's got all the tools to be a hell of a backup because, of course, we do not have a starting job for him right now. And star, unless he was superstar, which would technically be cheating. Let's take a look at some of the guys we missed on. Let's take a look at the Jaguars quarterback. Yikes. So, obviously really good with that throw power, but yeah, a bit of a yikes. Where is some of the other players we had? Here's the tight end, Mr. Kenny Andrews, also hidden. Obviously, a bit slower to the Ravens. I know we're down the line a little bit, so Mark Andrews isn't like the youngest guy ever, but I don't see a first-round tight end for the Ravens. But a superstar. Okay, that is a big win, though. He's really good. Here's the center Parnell, hidden, as you would expect. Unfortunately, just didn't get the scouting in that I needed. I could have still taken the risk on him and probably should have with his dev being superstar. Not even probably. Now we know the answer is 100% should have. That's a bit of an L. But, we still landed some decent players. Here's Bradley, who went right before us. Normal dev, nowhere near as fast. That is an L from them. And then here's Nash. I don't even know what type of player he was, but normal dev. So he was a pass rusher. It said his man coverage, I think, was an A or a B. That doesn't seem to be legit. Very good player, though. This is a win of a pick, even though he's normal. He's 6'5", got all the speed and excel you need for an edge rusher, and he's got a decent base with 78 finesse. Not a bad pick. Not the greatest prospect guy compared to the other one we've seen with the running back, but fair enough. We landed a really good offseason. It wasn't what I was hoping for. Not quite exactly, but we got what we needed. We got the trade for Cooper. We have the EA servers doing what they do. And then, of course, Miles Jack is a massive trade. Revan Jordan for a third-round pick from the Browns. Of course, we've seen Hooper was a free agent, and he's still got time, right? Oh, they have Njoku still? Why did they trade? I don't care, dude. It's a third-round pick. I don't give a damn. They do like 2 tight ends, so whatever. But yeah, Brevin's good. It's just we found a guy that's better. You know, he's cheaper, and he's obviously younger, and we could have probably just kept him anyways because our tight ends suck. Now, this is the team that I'm actually kind of proud to be sending out there. This is a squad. Kirk and Cooks as starters, it's a little shaky, but Cooper out there at number 1, I'll take it. Of course, Amari Cooper needs to be wearing his number. What the hell? Why can't we give him his number again? Who's wearing 19? It's either a quarterback or a punter or something. 30! It could be one of the DBs. I seen like a really dumb number on a DB earlier. Oh, Booth, it was you. But yeah, this team could legitimately go from worst to first. Not technically worst, but you know what I mean. Number 4 to number 1, very doable. This could be the year Willis truly steps forward. 80 overall, very good. He's not doing as well as we need him to, right? Like, he should be a little bit better than that, but that's fine. Defensively, massive upgrades. We could have got rid of Campbell. It was only a $2 million saving, though. I was like, you know what? He's still got a very, very good amount of talent under the belt still, so we're going to keep him there as the backup. Same with King. He is now a backup safety, and then everyone else looks great. I mean, this is a team that can surprise some people. Adding Gilmore and Cooper was huge. Adding Miles Jack as well. We had a trade for 2 of our offseason pieces, but we did say this was kind of what we were aiming for. We were going for some expense because we had the money, and other teams, I wouldn't say trash, but other teams' debt is another man's debt, but also very good players. All right, playoffs, if we win, we might have a chance, and we do win, but it's not good enough. Of course, we don't get to see the standings, but we do go 9-8, I believe, if that's correct. I don't know what's happening. There's like the league ending. They're not showing me here, but definitely in the right direction. We had a really bad start to the season. We turned it around, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't in time. And of course, we're going to be headed into our final season with not a whole lot of playoff experience. Malik Willis, 4,800 yards, not bad. Puts him at the top 5, I believe. It said 30 touchdowns to 14 picks. It's not terrible. It definitely isn't. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was pretty decent. Cooks, solid. Kirk, solid. Cooper, would have liked more, but not bad. Pendleton, pretty solid. Looking at the offensive line, once again, just playing like trash. Defensively, sack totals are there. 14 for Hutchinson, 13.5 for Sweat, 6 for Payne. It's just, all the guys that we added, at least the defenders, definitely worth it, but Cooper didn't really do his job, and Zane Gonzalez had his worst year by far. As far as award wins, maybe a D lineman, but outside of that, I mean, we really didn't have that great of a year, so it wouldn't surprise me. It's really just the AFC North. They pretty much took every single award, of course, which is great, assuming the Browns probably did well. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, headed into the final year, I feel like the team's close talent-wise, but once again, we're not seeing the success in the win-loss column. We're just not, and we're not making the playoffs at all, let alone consistently. And I'm glad we had the Browns pick to have them go second best. Totally worth that third-round pick, huh? 93 mil. After all those, I don't know. Oh, I forgot negotiations. That's why. Oh, snap. Oh, that's bad. Cook, I believe, joins the Superstar squad. And I believe Sweat joins the X Factor squad. All right, I mean, good thing is we have a lot of money. Bad thing is I completely forgot about re-signing. So automatically it's an L because we're paying more than we should. But I suppose some of the contracts, maybe be the new guys we added. So I guess those guys aren't really going to go up. If anything, they're going to regress. So it is what it is. And we're going to deal with what we have to deal with. 93 mil. Who is on the list? So Cooper, we just added him. You got to pay him. A 3-year 60 is not even that bad, to be fair. So 3-year 6, really, game? Let's franchise tag him, I guess. Gilmore, if I can keep him on this deal, I'm willing to do it. Obviously, I don't know why Cooper didn't want to stay, but 20 mil for Stephon Gilmore. And yeah, we really didn't have that many names anyway, so I don't feel that bad. It's okay, fair enough. And Zane, worst time for you to suck, buddy, because you are a free agent. Devondre regressed hard. He was like a 78 overall, and he dropped down to a 70 flat. Yikes. Of course, Riley Moss in, this class isn't perfect. I actually paid Cooper a 31 to get a 3-year 60. That is, with a lot of guarantee, that's good, right? 50 mil. Who do we have to replace? David Bakhtiari could be cool, but we don't really need that. Harrison Butker, Orlando. So it's like all linemen. It's basically all linemen. We need a new kicker. Harrison Butker's there. He's my guy, simply put. But realistically, this is just kind of another weak free agent class. I mean, unless you're really looking for a lineman, which, I mean, we kind of are, kind of aren't. I think what I'll do is take a look at our current linebacker or lineman situation, see if anyone can be replaced, and if they can, maybe grab one of these old dogs outside of Orlando. Who's not an old dog, he's a young dog, but outside of that, I mean, not much you can do in free agency. There's just nothing there. So we got Harrison Butker. I tried to offer a sleazy little deal for Deion Dawkins, like a 2-year 16, which isn't like terrible for a 31-year-old tackle, not overall, because that's a completely different thing. But he had no offers on him. I was like, maybe we get lucky, and yeah, he didn't stick around. So it is what it is. We didn't really need him that much. It just would have been a nice improvement. Put him over to right tackle, move our right tackle to guard, get him on a cheaper deal because it's on a year. We saved money because there are a lot of contracts needed to make out. So 45 mil is great. But when you have to pay Mr. Where is it? Hutchinson, yeah, that's a lot of money, right? Hutchinson, you got to pay Willis if you want to. I don't know if we want to. 84 overall, he really hasn't been playing that well. We got some contracts to make up, so I think we made a really good decision to kind of hold off. There's a lot of linemen there. It would have been nice to grab one, but I think we made the right play. All right, so we have pick 17, and I'm thinking lineman may be the pick here. Our left tackle, Tunsil's not getting any younger, even though it's the final year anyways. Kroger looks okay. Then you have Mr. Pollard, who, once again, looks okay. Nothing spectacular. And then you have the center, Parker Bush, who looks better. Not by much, but better. You got the 3A grades. He's a great pass blocker. Maybe slides over to tackle. It might be a little of an early pick. I'm going to take him, though. Parker Bush, every time. Every time. I'm just met with sadness. And we may have some extra picks. I'm going to go for a safety from the Rams. I'm just going to make a trade. That safety looks pretty good. That's available, so I'm going to take him. Once again, this is the final season, so it just doesn't matter to keep draft picks here. So I don't know if this is enough, but it's enough in my book. It's not enough in theory. That means, why am I going so fast, by the way? It's like a speed rebuild or something. We can get a 4th round. I'll go for a 3rd round next year, even though we're not going to use it. No, okay, that's kind of strange. It was like closer. I don't even know, but we got the trade. We're going to take that safety. I think his name is also Bush. I just love the Bush. I mean, what can I tell you? I'm a vintage man. Where is he? Amari Bush, 1-2. He's 5'10", 209, 22 years old. Super, super athletic. I mean, I just like that. We're going to take him. And another normal, of course. Very fast, though, as we expected. And this has just been a disaster. I'm not saying we drafted perfectly throughout this rebuild, but, I mean, we've done okay, but I would have liked a little bit better. Year 1 was great. Last year was great. But then in between those, it's just been awful. It's just not been great. Going to the 4th round, I mean, we've got a bunch of day 3 guys there. But, I don't know if they're going to be there. But we have a bunch of day 3 guys. Just how many of them are going to be there, we don't know. And, oh my, this is not good. This guy looks all right. I'm willing to take him. He's a pass rusher. 84 speed, 88 excel, normal. Should I even touch the draft? I'm just going to trade down. I'm out of here. I wonder what dev we have. Of course, the overalls do matter. Ooh! Okay, so obviously normal dev, but the speed of this guy, of course, his finesse and power move sucks, which is just great for a guy that's super fast at the safety spot. I would never want to blitz him. That would make no sense. But absolutely nuts with that overall. Not really sure where it's coming from, though. Does the speed just matter that much? Because 83 hit power is cool. I suppose 78 pursuit, but zone coverage sucks. Man is decent, actually. Yeah, I mean, I guess the speed does matter a lot. How good was Tim Butler? Not that it matters, because he's just not great. Wow, what a pass rusher with no pass rush traits. He actually looks usable outside of the pass rush traits. It's just terrible. Look how many quarterbacks went. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jeez. Okay, let's take a look at the linemen we passed on because I'm going to be sick when I see their devs. They went all the way down there. Kroger, normal. Okay, fair enough. I would have rather had him, but of course normal anyways. And then Pollard all the way down there. Of course, he is the hidden one. It's always the super low overall guys that are hidden. It's just every single time. It's just every single time. You want to play it safe, go with the guy that has good, potentials. It's always the guy that's just ass, and he's just somehow is really good. It's just, I don't know. All right, it's year 5. You know what that means. Kansas City Chiefs playbook time. The team is not bad by any means, but we have just underperformed. I mean, we've made some good, well, I wouldn't say we made some good plays, but thankfully, our good draft picks were early on, so we had a lot of time to develop them. It's just they haven't really developed super well, but have they developed enough? That's the real question here. Defensively, of course, Aiden Hutchinson was a slam dunk of a pick. Sanborn looked good. Obviously, Cook has looked good. Booth is great. Goodwin, he's newer, but good. I mean, once again, not perfect, but we used some of the picks we had around, or some of the players that were already around here, kept them, built them up. We made some really good trades that were also realistic, and I mean, we have a chance here. Year 5 with the Chiefs playbook, the golden egg, some would say. At least make the playoffs. Don't end this rebuild on the worst note possible and just don't have a playoff berth. We also have a camp standout, probably a cornerback. Yeah, it is. And he's actually better in man coverage than zone, so we're just going to just lock him down with man coverage. He'll be in the 90s for man, so maybe he'll get it. And then this is probably Ware, right? It is Mitch Ware. He's number 4, though. Be number 2/3 after the season is up. And, yeah, it's not going to really matter for us too much unless we do a reload of this because, I mean, if we don't make the Super Bowl, yeah, we definitely underperform. Simple as... If we can get to the championship round, that would be clutch. Because once again, it's not easy to go all the way. Simply put, it's just not. You can't expect every single team ever to make a playoff run to the Super Bowl in a rebuild. Just based on randomizer alone, whether you have the best team or not, you're not going to always make it to the Super Bowl. So when you don't build the best team possible, obviously it's going to be impossible. Obviously, and obviously you can see here, I've said obviously a few times. We are the higher overall, for sure. But the question is, do we keep the camp standout going? We do not. That sucks. This is where some of these guys may be leaving, because we're not... Oh, we're rich. Never mind. I was about to say we're not that rich, but yeah, we're that rich. So Aiden Hutchinson, a 7-year, $151 massive deal completed there. Christian Kirk, I think, has... I mean, Cooper's just going to get tagged because the unrealistic thing happened from EA, and that's he declined a very fair deal. So that's pretty much that. Linderbaum finally getting a contract. That's going to be worth 6 years because he's a superstar. He's an 88 overall on top of it. Gotta love that. Booth, the future at the cornerback spot for a 6-year, 70. I can see why we had so much money, but even then, we're still loaded. Malik Willis hasn't been great, but it's kind of hard to pass on, or let a guy like this go. Super young still, so 5-year deal worth $106 million is worthy to me. Rasheed Walker needs a deal. That's a 5-year deal for me as well. Anyone else? Ronald Jones, no. Greenard's a backup. We're finally letting him go. Sanborn, I get he's an outside linebacker, but sheesh. Come on, man. I get it, right? But, he's not... Okay, we'll let potential future me deal with that. We will re-sign Zonovan Knight, because, I mean, look at that. 2-year, 4.5 for a star dev that's young. Why wouldn't you? And then Cooks will be gone, obviously. Gilmore will be gone. And then Cooper, I wanted to tag, but honestly, probably thinking about tagging the other guy, right? Think about tagging this man right here, Sanborn, instead. We do have a lot of money, but that Sanborn deal is just way too much for me, and it's just not a realistic one. But yeah, we've managed this team well. Can we just get a freaking playoff berth? It's a pretty strong performance. Is it good enough for the playoffs? It is, believe it or not. A 12-5. Show you guys the season. Once again, we did go with the Chiefs playbook in this one. Willis was one of the top 3 quarterbacks some pretty good performances in there. Is this the year? Is the Chiefs playbook that goated? It is, but that's not really the question. But Willis, superstar dev inbound. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, not bad. Cooper crushed it. Pendleton, once again, tight end dev ups from star to superstar are impossible, literally. So this would be a dev up, and it might be a little early, but I just want to make sure we don't forget. So we're going to force his dev to superstar right here and call it a day. But yeah, that's definitely superstar dev worthy. Brandon Cooks was awful, but it's a different scheme. Kirk was pretty good. Blocking better under this new scheme. Sweat and Hutchinson still god tier. Payne, once again, not even a pass rushing type, but really good. How old is Payne now? He's still 20. He's still freaking good, dude. 28 years old. Absolute baller. What's his abilities? Extra credit, buy one, get one free. Interesting, considering once again he's not a pass rusher. But Miles Jack, 6 sacks. Harrison Butker, really good season. I mean, I don't know how much it would have mattered last season with the 7 misses from Zane, but you gotta assume one of those games could have been won because of that. If he would have made some more kicks. So you can't hate it. You can't hate that he did really well here. Obviously, Harrison Butker, that is. Cooper and Butker with the win, speaking of. But here it is, the final season, and we're in the playoffs. So 12-5, 92 overall against the Indianapolis Colts, who are 10-7 and 84 overall. Will we make it far? Will we not? Jonathan Taylor is absolutely crushing it, and we have a nice nighttime game because, of course, we are division rivals, so this is a pretty big one. Let's get it underway. Come on. Let's do it. Come on. 7-0, 14-0. Huge run by Jonathan Taylor, as you would expect. 14 all, 21-14, 21-14 still, 28-14, clutching up, 35-14. And I don't want to get ahead of myself, but that is a GG. Yeah, just ain't winning that game. 52-14, man. They look like they were going to give us a run, and we just stomped on them. Absolutely curb stomped the hell out of them. Carnahan, really interesting name, but Malik Willis, big dog with the plays. Jonathan Taylor, really not that good of a game. You take away that huge run, whereas Clyde Edwards-Helaire long was 9. So very good, consistent running. I'll take it. Kirk, not bad. Cooper, pretty solid. Pendleton, clutch. You see those 8 catches for 77 yards. That's what we would consider an unstoppable game from a tight end. It just seems like he was able to get open in all the clutch situations and just setting up really good plays. As long as it's not a long 8 for whatever 77 is huge for a tight end. Like, I don't know what the stats are, but I'd imagine any game where a tight end has 8 catches or more and 80 yards without a long over like 15 or 20, I'd say your chances of winning are high. I feel like those numbers represent a team that's been converting a lot of third downs. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's the way I feel. Let's go with it. I wanted to go improviser. Let's see what we got, though. Field General is a pretty good upgrade anyways. And yeah, I want to go improviser to see if we can get a speed upgrade, but we didn't. Pendleton's already an 85 overall. And you got to remember, that superstar dev did nothing, right? Like, it's an early one, but it did nothing comparatively. And then Walker. Do you mind, game? Can I upgrade my player? No? Do you mind? Walker, I can feel, is just not a good player, but he's a high overall. I mean, the finesse does suck, and he's a tackle. So I would say try to find a real tackle and put him at guard or something, because he's built more for power, which is typically what you're going to face on the interior, rather. But here we are, headed to the divisional. Let's see it. Going up against the Steelers. They're an 88 overall, so they're a very good team as well. Let's see if we can take them out, though. Devontae Adams added to that squad. Wonder who the QB is. It's probably a rookie, but yeah, Najee Harris clutching up. But Devontae, that's a huge addition. It's massive. Let's see it. Kansas City and the Titans on the other side. Interesting. Jump forward. Let's see if we can face one of those two teams, as we kind of sold. They only get 3 off of it. We are selling on offense early in this one. We turn it around a little bit, down by 3 now. Right before half, the Steelers are driving. They only get 3. This offense is really sucking right now, though. From 5 touchdowns to just sucking. I mean, this is a weird way to end it. Maybe not. By 3, is this a scripted game? Well, you're going backwards, buddies. Maybe it's not scripted, because we are selling hard here. Probably don't need to come in. This is what the Chiefs playbook looks like? Are you sure this is the Chiefs? This looks weird. And I changed Cooper to 19. Oh, God. What is that throwing animation? What a try, but... Yo, Malik Willis's throwing animation is dog. It is so bad. That release is so trash. It is actually garbage on a stick. And then the throw is bad. What are the sliders on here? Is this base sliders? I'm kind of selling the team down the river here. This play's got me in some trouble over the years. Instead of going over we're just going to go right down. Oh, I should have taken it. We have the slant. Cooks clutching up there. Hurry up to the line. I don't want to, like, just get us all the way down the field, but at the same time, I kind of want to. And underneath, oh, there's some wind. Oh, my God, what a hit. Wind outside, at least, not in, in the game. This isn't PA crossers, but it's, let's be honest, it's very similar. I kind of want to test the speed. He's wide open there, but I'm going to test the speed. That play is just broken. I'm not going to throw that. Let's see what the AI can do with it. Just don't waste the clock all the way. The game's going to. Like, at least get a field goal attempt, which they just won't. There's 6 seconds left. Whatever, man. Just kick the field goal. I don't even care, dude. A pick by Stefan. And we're moving on. That was a really long, kind of anticlimactic. We won, but it's an anticlimactic ending there. Malik Willis was not great, but Caleb O'Neal was just dog awful. They got another, what seems to be big pocket passer. That's what it seems. Interesting run game. Both teams really not catching the ball super well there. Sack totals kind of tame. Booth and Gilmore, look at those numbers. Kicking, both teams missed field goals. Got to assume that their guy with the longer one probably had a longer miss as well. And why does Mahomes look like he has the flu there? He looks like a ghoul. Like, he actually looks like, if there was a zombie apocalypse, I'd be like, oh, what up, Mahomes? Glad to see you're still, you're still surviving during this zombie apocalypse. And then, as I give him, like one of those, like, bro hugs, I notice on the side of his hip, he was bitten and infected, and then he bites me in the neck as I try to just greet him, and then I'm really sad because I'm a zombie now. That's what that looked like. But speaking of zombie Mahomes, who wins? Who's it going to be? Of course, on the other side, it could have been, I wonder if that's ever happened, division only championship round. I doubt it, but it could have been. Could have been division only. 7-3. We're looking a little bit better on offense, and then that's just gone down the drain. 7-3 still. 10-3. 10-all. There we go. This is a close one. The Chiefs are right there, and so are we. Down 3, driving. Oh! Defense, please. Oh, we lost. We've actually lost. Once again, the goal was the championship round, I suppose. What? You're running the ball there? I suppose that is a very unpredictable run call. We lost because of these uniforms. I'm sorry. This is just not appeasing. As Malik Willis, and it's not quite the same thing running there because, you're in trouble. It's either take the sack or or find, the guy that was probably wide open. And Cooper open for the score, wearing number 11, kind of looking disgusting, but wow, the Texans did it on their own. They're insane. Not that it's going to matter. Ooh, shot. 30-yarder to Mechie, of course. We lose. The Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl. I'm not going to call this a failed rebuild because, once again, especially if you don't factor in Watson, this is by far the hardest team to rebuild. And we did land a really good squad. We just didn't get the sim luck to win. I mean, we were the best team in the league. Harrison Butker with his field goals, I just love him. Best team in the league, and we just simply didn't win. That's all I can really say. But obviously, if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, by extension, that means we obviously win the Super Bowl. So, I mean, all we have to do is just wait for this to be over. And basically, the Texans are a Super Bowl winning team, simply put. And what can I tell you? I mean, that's just who we are. That's who we is. But let's take a look at the squad before we call it there. It's a fun one. I don't think it's good enough to be a reload, though. This team is so good. It's just RNG. It's just really RNG. Great wide receiver, obviously, with Cooper. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was a 96 overall with a 99 if you count the boost, which, I mean, look at that. That's just insane. Malik Willis finally gets a superstar. The progression can finally get going, as obviously he's really solid. Just missing a throw on the run, which is really surprising from a fast guy. And then looking at Kirk, 91 overall. Very good turnout. Obviously, we got him in free agency as well because he was a superstar. Cooks is on the regression table here, but he's still really good. Still extremely usable, even with the regressions. I mean, he's kind of freaky. He's that dude. Pendleton, of course, he's a new guy, so it's kind of weird to show him, but, I mean, obviously, well on his way. I mean, he's like, 23 years old. Superstar dev with 82 short route. Obviously, the other ones suck, but short to medium, that's really all you need. And then defensively, Cook is an 81 overall. Some of these guys really didn't develop that well. They got dev ups pretty quickly. I don't know why Kerry Cook has that good of finesse, but sure, I suppose. And then Sanborn, 83 overall. I mean, he's 26, but you know, he got his devs up really quickly. Great block shedding and all that, but just, I don't know, it's just weird, the ratings. Obviously, Marcus Williams is a great free agency signing. Not too expensive. Great. He's just starting to regress. Justin Reed was a great re-signing decision. 29, just starting to regress, but, you know, very good. Actually, not starting to regress. That's a little surprising. Gilmore was a little savior at the end, but obviously it didn't really matter because we lost in the end. But Aiden Hutchinson, 26 years old, got up to 80 speed, 80 excel, not bad. 99 power move, 88 finesse. Block shed's only 77. Would have liked to see that go up a little bit, but obviously just a freak off the edge. Sweat was a great package as well with Deron Payne. I don't know if they would actually do it in real life. He's been playing pretty well, same with Payne, but quarterback's by far the most important position, as we all know. So, I mean, quarterback's able to move a lot. It really is. When you get yourself a franchise quarterback, you have that eyed up. I mean, you're willing to do a lot to get that, you know? So, I mean, it is what it is. Didn't get the overall chip. We didn't win the ring, but we had a good couple of seasons in us, and it was a lot of fun. We built a really good team. Just didn't get the RNG, really. Maybe next season was it, but we had some regressions there. This kind of felt like the year. At best, next year, any further, I think the regressions would have hit with some of the guys like Cooper and Kirk and whatnot. But, yeah, I had a blast. Hope you guys enjoyed as well. Should be back with a stream tomorrow, maybe even a new series tomorrow. Just saying, I don't know. I mean, I haven't started it yet, but I have a lot of ideas. You know, I have plenty of time to get that done. Was going to stream yesterday, didn't because of the wind. You could probably hear it. Just don't trust. I mean, I look at my little weather thing on the bottom right where my computer is, and there's like 3 red exclamation points because of high wind, potential tornado danger, and lightning and whatnot. Basically throughout the whole morning, night into the morning. So I just didn't want to risk it. Maybe we'll be back later tonight. I'm not sure on twitch.tv/Jeromepkr. Definitely tomorrow, though. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PK Plays. And then once again, twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams. And yeah, that's about it. If you have any suggestions for anything, series ideas, improve rebuilds, blast on the past players, anything at all, tons of different things, let me know in the comment section below. And that is about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!